Hey, thanks everybody for joining today. Really quick, I'm going to go over our next product roadmap. So just a little bit of information to share with you. Hey, I see we have a couple people coming in. Thanks everybody for joining. All right. So yeah, the first thing I wanted to start off with, I just wanted to do an announcement for our next product roadmap. So we have these meetings every 2 weeks, and these are a great time to join and see what's upcoming for our automation platform. These are a good learning experience. Maybe you have some features or things you're looking forward to, or maybe you'll find out about something that you didn't know about and you'll be able to use in the future. Our next one is on November 2nd, and you can register for this as well online on our website. All right, so does anybody here have any questions for today? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Scott, do you want to go ahead and elaborate on that? I believe you should be able to speak now.
I don't know if you can hear me. I hope so.
Yep, I can hear you.
I'm trying to connect my database to my decisions because my server's only recently just gone live, and I've built a Next.js 13 app to overlay over the top of decisions for our users to interact with, because my manager wanted something a little bit more us central, a little bit more us orientated for the employees to interact with decisions. So I've built that, and it currently interacts with my database where I store my returns, my customer complaints, and things like that. I'm trying to get decisions to interact with that database. I've gone into settings, I've gone into integrations, gone into database, and I've tried creating a new connection. I've had the MySQL module installed, but the connection string, the server name, I've tried everything, and it doesn't want to connect. I was wondering if you'd be able to walk me through maybe another way of connecting it, or whether I'm doing the wrong thing, or whether my connection string is wrong.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, with MySQL, I need to check really quick if this has changed very recently. But generally, what we've had to do in the past is, or I guess it's something that we haven't brought baked into our product, is the MySQL connectors for .NET. And so what you would be able to do is these associated assemblies. What we've done is we will add these to our file system in a place where our database connection functionality can utilize these MySQL connectors to be able to connect to your MySQL database.
Yep.
So I don't know if this is something that you had gone through yet, but here I can share this documentation with you as well, and kind of just share my screen and walk through it too, just to give you a good idea here.
So from the understanding there, you said it's a .NET connection for the MySQL?
Yep, exactly. And so on our documentation, give me just a moment. I'm going to share my screen and then also drop this in the chat for you for reference.
Thank you.
Are you able to see this?
Yes.
All right. So yeah, anybody else who's interested, I put the link in the chat. So yeah, essentially what we're going to need to do is we will need to go to the MySQL product archives. And so what we do here is we'll switch to our our .NET assemblies, and then we can go ahead and download this. And here I will log in or sign up. So anyways, essentially what we'll do here is, and I think it shows it on our documentation, just I don't want to take the time to waste your guys' time setting that up, login up, but there is a MySQL data assembly in here in this MySQL connector no install package. And so what we'll want to do is we'll want to take this MySQL data DLL, and we will want to copy it to this path here, which is our decisions program files path. Do you guys host decisions for yourself, or is this something that we are hosting for you?
You're hosting for me, and I've already reached out to your support, and they've said it's been installed.
Interesting. Okay.
I've tried both the .NET connection, I've tried the MySQL console connection, I've even tried the database name, username, host, and password, and it's just coming up saying it's unable to connect.
So is this this MySQL database? Is this something? Does this have a publicly accessible endpoint?
Yes.
Or okay,
So I'm actually hosting it through PlanetScale, which is a free till a certain amount of data. I think it's like 5 terabytes or something. And I'm able to interact with it through my Next.js using Drizzle ORM, which connects to it perfectly, interacts with it. It's set up the database tables and everything like that. It's not connecting to decisions.
interesting. Do you by chance have the error that you're seeing when you're trying to connect? Are you getting any issues about missing assemblies or invalid connection string, something along those lines?
I can just double check it now because I'm on that page. Using connection string. Test. Unable to connect to any of the specified MySQL hosts.
Interesting. That sounds like it's having a problem addressing it, but you said it's public. It's a public endpoint. So
Yeah. So the server URL is actually AWS. So it's hosted on AWS and it's publicly facing, and I'm able to connect to it through my Next.js. So
gotcha.
it's definitely interactable.
Yeah, I think there's a couple things I'd like to check there. How recently was this you know the associated assemblies added on your hosted server on our end? Do you remember when that was communicated with our team by chance?
Yesterday.
Yesterday. Okay, so this is very recent. Something I'd
Yeah.
like to check on is I guess there's a couple things. I can look through and find this. If you so you should
Okay.
be able to private chat me
Yep.
in the chat here.
Yes.
If you could send me the support member that you were working on this with, or maybe a ticket number,
Yep.
I'd really
Absolutely.
like to follow up with them and give them some good next steps here.
Okay.
Because it sounds like this could be a couple things. Either A, this assembly may have not been added correctly, or maybe it was added and not unblocked before adding it.
Okay.
Since how Microsoft is, they like to block things for security reasons. So
Oh God, absolutely. Yeah, I get that.
yeah. So I just want to do a couple verifications on our end. And what I think I'd like to do as well is I'm going to reach out to that individual too and see if they can get on another call with you.
Okay.
Just because there's kind of a level of troubleshooting things here that we're definitely able to do, and we want to make sure we get this working for you.
Perfect. Thank you very much. I will send you that message now then. Thank you.
Yeah, great.
Thanks.
Yeah, sure thing. All right, just got it. Thanks, Scott. Yeah, are there any other questions that anybody has? All right. The question is, where can I find the flow step, create defined folder extension step? Um, let's see. So yeah, give me just a moment and I will go into decisions. So if you have a defined folder extension, this would likely be under your user-defined types. So a lot of times I believe we would have our folder extension. So if I go and create, let's just test this out though, make sure I'm giving you the right information. So let's see, we have a folder extension. I'm gonna name those.
Right. Can I back you up a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. That'd be great.
I don't have, so we don't have I don't have a folder extension data type. It's a case entity, and with that, it's in a folder,
Ah, okay.
okay?
So yeah, there might be a couple things here. I don't have any case entities currently. But what we might be able to do as well is we also have integration and then our internal services, and then we have a folder service. So I'm wondering if this might be the place that we would want to look. So we have, what are we looking for here? Create defined folder extension. I don't think that's going to be in here. So is this a step that you're using previously?
I'm sorry,
that
say
you've,
that,
sorry, come again?
can you ask that question again to me?
Sorry, were you asking if I could ask my question again?
Yeah, I
Oh,
didn't.
sorry. Sorry. Yeah, so what I was asking is this a step that you're currently using elsewhere that you're looking to use again, or something that was recommended to you by our support or something?
Yes, so it's used today, and there's a reason I need it. And that, so I've had to update the case entity, edit and add a few pieces of information, and so but this folder's got to take some from the existing folder and not create a brand new folder. So that's why it's got this step in there that we had done through your professional services. But when I add data to the case entity, it's not including those additional elements in the extension data. And so I figure I've got to kind of re-pull that in and rebuild that to get those other pieces of info, those other elements that I've since added.
Gotcha. And yeah, because we're using this, I guess, extension, or there's a case entity and then we have the extension associated with it. Gotcha. That makes sense.
But I haven't found. I don't know where that step came from. I don't know how to find it.
Could you take a quick look under, if you're in a flow somewhere? So
Yeah,
we were just looking at, I'm wondering if they ended up, if our professional services team made it, I'm wondering if they did set up a folder extension that's tied to that entity. Is that a possibility?
Hold on, let me see. Extensions. Wait, you're in user types. No, not for that. No. There's not a folder extension. Where you're pointing at.
Yeah, give me just a moment. I'm just doing a quick reach out to my team, see if anybody knows about this off the top of their head. So if you look at the step,
Uh-huh.
yeah, so VT also just put this in here as well. If you have a use of that step,
Mhm.
and then you click on the step and then look at the step information under properties,
Oh, uh-huh.
I'm wondering if it'll show us the path for where that step
Um,
comes from.
well, I have, um, it just says the toolbox. So the flow step name is create defined folder extension step. And that's the toolbox name. You know how you can't like do a search on everything, right? You can't find everything in the search. So
Yeah.
that's what I get. Um,
Yeah, so well, I just created a folder extension. But yeah, I'm wondering. So this is the same step. So it is associated. I would imagine the same step is used. It's interesting that it's not directly associated with a folder extension. This is the same thing, right? Create define folder extension step. Yeah, I wouldn't imagine that this is searchable either.
was there another way that I can get to the associated folder of the case entity?
What is available? I'm wondering what's available under your case entity. I would imagine it's just like the
Yeah,
create, delete, and so on.
right. The norm.
Here, I'm gonna go ahead and make a case entity really quickly because I'm wondering if one of these is named differently, but it's using the same method. Interesting. So this is this case entity. The case entity create step is actually using this create defined folder extension.
Oh.
So
Okay.
that's what this one's labeled as.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
sorry about that. Sorry it took me so long to get there.
All right.
But yeah, so it should just be this create whatever your case entity is.
Okay, that makes sense. Oh, all right.
Well, yeah, and if that so when you're building that, if you have problems with additional data in there, you know, let us know as well, and we're more than happy to help out.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Well, I guess that's what I needed. Wouldn't. Yes, that makes sense.
Yeah, I believe it's because we have these associated
Okay.
folders with our case entities.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'd imagine that's why it's being used.
Got it. Okay. Yes, that I actually was able to solve the whole problem here. So thank you.
Awesome. Yeah, great to hear.
Okay.
Yeah, does anybody else have any questions today? All right. Yeah, if nobody has any more questions, once again, for anybody that may have missed this coming in, we have our product roadmap every 2 weeks. I'm going to share my screen again on this just so you guys can see it. We have our product roadmap meetings every 2 weeks. Our next one's coming up on November 2nd. You can register for these on our website. And so this will give you some insight into, you know, new features that are coming, any product improvements, any performance improvements, and so on. So definitely something to be excited about if you guys are interested in joining. All right, great. And I hope everybody has a great rest of their day.
Thanks, Andrew.
Yep, everybody.